Okay, so let's look at things. A guy who is special gets girls. So what does his specialness give him? A form of he's superior to others, which means power, which means access to resources. And from that position, there are girls. So the key word here is not that he's special, is that he has access to power, which gives him resources, and we can say a woman is a resource. So, what is power? In our little world that we live in, power is power over somebody. So I take your power, then I have power. In nature, that's not how power functions. Power means you're plugged in to the grid, and there's energy, life circulating through you. Therefore, there's power. That natural power is organized through hierarchies. And let's say you're part of a power system and you're holding this much power, and then the person is this much power, and it creates a big power, and you have enough power, you'll have access to resources. Which means eventually female. Yet here I didn't have to crush nobody. Nor did I need to make another person who's identical to me, that means empty, feel lesser so I can take his power so that I'm superior. Everyone is in a position of scarcity. From Super Drake to Super Justin to you to your average person. Everyone is in scarcity. So what does that say? You look at Drake. Drake will never listen to this, but this has got nothing to do with Drake, right? Shout out to Drake. You look at Drake and think he's special and he's full. That's because you don't know Drake. You have no business with Drake. And if you knew any kind of Drake, lesser versions, you would know that they're empty. So he's just as scarce, he's experiences scarcity, meaning the lack of resource, just as much as anybody else. So if he's scarce and you're scarce and everybody's scarce, this is a fundamental issue. That means there's no power. That's what I'm trying to say. The system is a con. Everyone is scarce. That means there's not enough. Look at the money system. There's just debt. Everybody's in debt. Financially, emotionally, energetically. People don't have resources, inner resources. So they're scarce. So what am I going to do? I have to take from you. Why don't you understand this? I'm bankrupt. I have to take from you. So I have to show that I'm better than you. So here I am singing a song. You can like the song or not like the song, but what is the song really doing? It's taking your attention. And what do you get from the song? Nothing. It takes you away from your reality. You forget about yourself. You get a little moment of feeling. And that's all you got. It didn't teach you. It didn't educate you. It didn't raise you. It didn't make you more. It didn't make you more. When the song is done, you're less. That's called magic and witchcraft. So the creation of music, I'm talking about in this day and age and how music is used, and this is just an example. Yeah, it gave me divertisement, entertainment. Yeah, that's what you signed up for. I want to check out. Or I want to have a specific kind of feeling. Or I want to experience a specific kind of emotion. Great, I can make you feel that. In return, you're going to give me your attention, which is going to fill me. And my reservoir of emptiness is going to kind of go up, but it's not going to be water, it's going to be dirty water. And if I can take more and more and more and more and more and more, I fill up. In the meantime, you're becoming lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser and lesser. So what I'm trying to explain in perfect ways that it's a system of scarcity in which there's an illusion that this person is superior to you. This guy's got all these cars. He must be better than me. This guy's tall, handsome, and strong and gets to fuck those girls I wish I had sex with. He must be better than me. I'm giving him my attention, which is nourishing him. Because you think that because he's tall and strong, or he looks tall, no, he is tall and he looks strong, that he's superior to you, and that means he's got power. I'm like, well, if he had power, he wouldn't need your attention, would he? Inner power. That's the only power that counts. Social power is an illusion. It's a construct for those who are able to steal yours and place themselves above you and keep you in a position beneath them so that you continue to feed them and worship them. It's a system to suck your attention, to suck your power so that they can have it. In a system that is scarce of resource, inner resource is the only resource that really matters. I don't know if I can say this more clear than that today. So it's all a con, it's an illusion. Because we have a fundamental issue. There's no connection. So you've just put him there because you think he's powerful. And you've just made it that now he's going to have access to resource because he's taken your attention. You've made him special. You've made him special. It's you who's made Drake special. If you wouldn't have listened to Drake, he's not special. If you wouldn't have said he's special, he wouldn't be special. You made him special. You, all the thousands and millions of people who have chosen to make him special. And when we decide we don't want you to be special anymore, we don't accept you anymore, they delete him, and then he crashes. He becomes suicidal. And then we decide we're going to take this guy and we're going to make this person special. Because he gives us a better experience, or experience the way we want, or the new version of the experience we want to have. Because this is 50 Cent is too gangster. Now we want Kanye West because it's more like accessible. He talks about Jesus. Fuck this, it's over. We have power. We can choose. It's an illusion. So the system is rigged. It's designed to give a few a lot and a lot nothing. I hope that came out right. I think it did. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And what do we see in the system? We have richer becoming so rich and the poor become so much poorer. That's what I'm trying to say. This is just a representative of the inner resources. Because the system is, I don't think there's a scarcity problem. The system is trying to find a solution for some. Great. So you're scared you're not going to get a girl because you're not special. Yeah. You don't get a girl because you're special. You get a girl because you have access to power, which then provides resources. But the thing is the power comes with responsibility. Real power comes with responsibility. Which means when there's resources, you're responsible for those resources. You're responsible to use those resources intelligently and for the benefit of all. That's what responsibility means. That's not what you see your homeboy Gates do. Rich people don't give a fuck about you. The last thing on their mind is you. So what does that say? Are they really powerful, or are they junkies and they want to make sure? I'm going to give you an example some of you will understand. Back in the days, we couldn't buy weed at the store. So we had a little stash of weed, just a tiny little bit of weed, and you'd work hard to get your 3.5. You'd be very happy when you had it. And you think I just gave the weed away just like that? We'd fight. I'm like, no. Puff, puff, give and pass the fucking joint. Go, can I have a piece? I'm like, no, that's all I got. I'm in scarcity. Yeah, but you got 3.5. I'm like, yeah, that's not enough. Because in a minute, my 3.5 is gone. What are you talking about? I'm like, no. I'm going to give you $10. I don't care how much you give me. I need my weed. Because I don't have a lot. That's what I mean, scarcity. So the so-called rich, how are they responding? Well, they're scared. Yeah, they're scared to lose. Yeah, but they have so much. I'm like, no, they don't have so much. They have nothing. They have an illusion. They don't want to lose the illusion. Just like the person who just has a little piece of weed, it can be gone in a second. If it was always endlessly being replenished, you wouldn't care, would you? If I had endless amounts of weed in the storyline, I'll give you all the weed in the world. What do I care? I'll give you 10 ounces, I get 20 more. What do I care? I'll give you and give you and give you and give you. Why would I not give you? I would not give you if it's not be good for you if you're going to drive in a minute. Fine. Okay, let's say. Right? So what am I trying to point at? It's an illusion of power. That's what the system gives. It's an illusion. And everybody's buying into it. I have no problem with that. Yeah, but how many people are succeeding at it? Well, very few. And you'll never talk to the people at the top. So you'll never actually know who they are in their situation. You will never know. But you could talk to maybe people who are a little closer to you. And then what do you get? Well, if you go beyond the surface, it's always the same. It's systematic. Now, maybe the person will not let you see that. Maybe their facade is like nicely installed and they will never demonstrate it to you. Yeah, but if that's my job. I've been in that position for the past at least 15 years. I've spoken to all kinds of people from the richest, not the richest. No, I haven't spoken to the richest. From very rich people, multi-millionaires who call me and saying, I'm going to kill myself. Right? To a guy in the street, all kinds of people. There's something always the same. There's an emptiness. So it's an illusion. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you've bought into that illusion. You want to believe in that illusion because that illusion gets you high. The chase towards that illusion gets you high. You could put some Jay-Z music on and you're going to be that guy. So people buy that illusion. When you're smart, you have to realize when you're doing something that's not working. That's the definition of intelligence. It's like, well, this is not going to work. No, you need more. I'm like, how is it going to give me more? I just drank 2 cans of Coca-Cola. It's not quenching my thirst. So how is drinking, it's made it worse. How drinking 10 is going to solve my thirst? No, you need to, you're not a man, you can't drink 10. I'm like, no, I'm intelligent. If I drink 2 and I feel more thirsty now, well, how am I going to be feeling when there's 10? That's not the right way. You're not a man. Real men drink 20. Okay, then I'm not a man. Fine. Keep manhood. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to start looking for an actual solution to my problem. And that sets you on a path. And that path is not easy. And it's going to, and you have to literally undrug yourself from this. This is a drug. It's the deepest drug that starts from the Garden of Eden, if you can understand the allegory of it. It's at the very core of our humanity, that disease and that compensation mechanism. You have to unfuck yourself from that and plug yourself to something totally new, and you have to rebuild yourself from that new current. This is not an easy thing, but like, what are you going to do? Well, that's the alternative is suffer. Disease, suffering, and death. All of this to have some pussy. Are you stupid? You're not even going to get pussy. It's not even going to be yours. She's not going to even respect you. She doesn't even care, even if she pretends to. Because there's no resource. You don't have real resources. So let's say she comes at you, a woman comes at you because you're resourceful. Right? Let's say it's her nature to come at you because you're resourceful, because she wants to have access to resources so she can relax, find security, and can give birth to something in a wholesome kind of way. She gets at you, and you may have external resources which are false. It means it's like a house of cards. It can crumble at any second, no matter how savvy you are. It's not real. In her womb, she can feel it. So she can't get access to resources. She gets a sense of resources at the surface, and she can now, it's fun, we're going here, we're going there. It's at the surface. Her surface persona will play into that. But at a deeper level, she's not getting resources because you ain't got no resources. So she's always on the hunt because she's looking for something she cannot find. So that's why the guys say, she's not yours, it's just your turn. I'm like, no, it's because you can't quote unquote fulfill her because you don't have power, you don't have resources. Real resources. Not Vladimir Putin resources, which is just a con over a con over a con. I got nothing to do with Vladimir. I got nothing against Vladimir Putin. It just came across my mind because it's the Vladimir Putin time of the year. Right? Not to say that others are not con artists. I'm just saying he's a hustler. He's going to do what he's got to do. Yeah, but it's not real. That means at any instant it can be taken away. So he has to now spend his life to, I'm not on Vladimir Putin equivalents. He has to spend his life to protect what's his in case somebody else wants to take it away. And when you study the stories of people, it's like, well, he had it, then they took it away. So the woman is not really yours because you don't have resources. Real power, which has got nothing to do with the system. It's a con. What can I tell you? Like, you don't get it, you don't get it. It's an illusion. It's an amazing illusion. It's worthy of the adversary of God. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's so perfect. I've studied it for years. It's like, wow, this is like impenetrable. Who can see through this? Well, very few people can, really. And then that illusion has its cosmic expression too. It's got its EMF, electromagnetic field around it too. So you can be like in that shit and trip out on that, on the EMFs of that shit with all their living forces and the deities there. And you can spend, like, let's not get into that, but some of you understand. Like, all right, it's not just bound to that. No. It's got a mystical aspect to it too. It's really a divine illusion. So a smart person has to step back for a second. And I'm not saying the pseudo-renunciate says, I can't do that. It's just with his mind trying to convince himself. It's like, no, I'm talking about like literally from a pragmatic, practical, scientific way. It's like, this is not doing it for me. It's not I reject it because it's evil, because I believe that there's God and I should love God. No, it's literally like, listen, if it would work, I would do it. It's not working, so I'm looking for water. Where the fuck am I going to find water? So I haven't pretended that I don't have thirst. I just realized that I'm looking to quench my thirst there. And that's not quenching my thirst. So I'm looking for something else to quench my thirst. I'm not rejecting this. Going to another illusion, which is the concept of God, who's going to fulfill all my needs because God is the answer. I'm like, no, that's just another mind shift. No, I'm taking consideration the actual quench, the thirst, and realizing that's not doing it for me. Is there a well where there's water of life that fills me and quenches my thirst once and for all? Does that even exist?